Let's see, we got a bonfire. After a recent success, members of the resistance in East Africa have brought us reports of activity that we may want to investigate. 7 days for alien alloys? Nah, I'm good. I'm good, XCOM. So I think we get back up here to the eastern seaboard and continue building our radio relay so we can increase our income from the eastern seaboard. Yeah, time for poppers. Time for poppers.
Our people seem to work well together.
Alright, there we go, chat. The covert action is complete. We now have the ability, when we're ready, or when we think we're ready, we now have the ability to go after the chosen assassin. This is the moment we've been waiting for.
This latest piece of intel on the Chosen might prove useful.
This is what we've been waiting on, chat. So now, all we gotta do is get some powered armor for our people so that they can survive the engagement. And then it's time. It's time for some payback. Never forget, chat. We lost Crew Card and we lost Ajax in the Avenger Defense mission. And we had to put both of those names on the wall because of this bitch. Never forget. In fact, we're gonna make sure she doesn't forget when we carve their fucking names into her little sarcophagus, obelisk, whatever the hell thing it is, right before we blow it up. So the time is drawing near. The time is drawing near, chat.
Commander, we just heard from the Resistance. They found a way into the Chosen stronghold. We shouldn't pass up this opportunity to take the fight directly to the Elders.
Alright, so chat, we do, in addition to everything else that's going on, we also have the Hunt the Chosen Hunter and Hunt the Chosen Warlock. Both of them are a threat, but really it's up to you which one we go after first. Personally, the Hunter is a little bit more of a pain in the ass, in my opinion. But ultimately, to me, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. Because we're going to go, whichever one we do now, we're just going to take the third one after. So I think we go for the Hunter first. Vince has got to head off to game night. Good luck. Well, thank you, Vin, for showing up. Thank you for the support, as always, and hopefully game night goes well. If not, then, well, at least you tried, right? And hopefully we'll catch you next week as well for some more hot resistance operations. But enjoy the game night. Give your friends our best. And slay many goblins / corpos / other mechs / whatever it is that you're doing, whatever game it is that you're playing. Make sure you give better than you get. Alright, who do we have that's available? I mean, we don't have that many soldiers that are currently of a high enough rank to send on this mission. Like, I don't want to send Erst because we need our mech troopers. And we just sent Tribal Typhoon out on a mission. Or on a covert operation. So, like, I would rather send either Sierra or Yes now. But neither one of them is really in a position for us to do that. Erst, how do you feel about being a giant robot on a covert operation? I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's given us the option. Sounds like a terrible idea. I agree. Alright. Erst is into it, so let's go. Then we just need any other soldier. Well, I mean, we were talking about potentially sending Ro with you guys. We can't because he's still recovering from his wounds. I was gonna use this as an opportunity to help you guys get your bond back so you guys can get married again. But unfortunately, Ro is still at infirmary, so that's not gonna work. We'll have to send somebody else. Who else can we send? I mean, we can send Elena, but we also need a skirmisher, so let's make sure... Alright, we got Mox, he's ready to go. And then we'll send our Reaper. And that will... doesn't remove the ambush chance, but it gets rid of everything else. Hopefully we don't get ambushed, but hey, you know what? If they do get ambushed, who better to help them fight their way out than the beefiest of boys? Let's do it.
We will work hand in hand with our new allies.
And then we got, oh, look at that! Yas now and Tribal Typhoon. Now that Tribal Typhoon is finally back from the covert operation, they are ready to take their marriage to the highest level. Let's improve that bond, Chad. We're gonna let them take their third honeymoon on the holodeck. Oh, maybe not. Sorry, can't do it just yet. We got somebody else going. We got another couple renewing their vows. So we'll have to wait until that's done. My mistake. My mistake. Cause it's not gonna let me do it until they're actually done. That's alright though. Don't worry, we won't forget. We won't forget. You guys will get your moment in the sun. Alright. Back to the Geoscape. We got quite a few things coming up within the next day or so. Let's see how many pop-ups we get between now and then. I say that. Alright, so we got Psionic Grading for Nocarian, who is a Psychic Grade 4, the highest grade that you can be. Unfortunately, as we have discovered, most of the people who have the best psychic compatibility also happen to be people who use flamethrowers, and by extension, don't make very good psychics. So it's kind of a catch-22. But let's see who else we can do some psionic grading on. I don't want to do it with Tribal or Yas now because they're about to renew their vows. Actually, Vio just got back off of a mission and he's gonna be in some downtime for a little while anyway. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to put him in for psionic grading. Alright, let's continue on the Geoscape. Oh, don't worry, Vio. Like, not only do you get to rest, they're gonna put you in the purple room, and then you basically just get to sit there for like 3 days. Or 4 days, or however many days it is. So you get a vacation in the purple room, and you get to hang out with the attractive young lady doctors that we have on the Avenger, while they just, like, essentially poke your brain. Alright, Jotun, have a good lurk with whatever it is that you're doing. However, I do not know how the food is in the purple tube. I cannot confirm. I have not myself been in the purple tube, and as I am now only just a ghost haunting the Avenger, I can't say for sure. Ghosts lacking taste buds, such as they do. Yeah, we had to make your promotion choice for you, Via. I promise we didn't try to sabotage your skill tree. Alright, Kolowski is done with their conditioning for defense. They gained the Survivor ability for defense and 12 ability points. So, I think it's time to cram somebody else in there. Let's see, who is available? You know what? Elijah just got off of an op, so I think it's a great opportunity to put him in for some conditioning. Haven't seen Elijah in the chat today, so let's have a look at his stats first. Let's see, he's already got good mobility. He's also got good, what is that, evasion, I think? And he's got a decent defense stat as well. So, I would say either mobility, dodge, or defense would be a good opportunity for him. You know me, I always prefer mobility, but defense is also good. Chat, what are you thinking? All three of these stats are already pretty high for Elijah, so we kind of just specialize him. Was I at least useful? Oh yeah, absolutely, Vio. It was a good op. It was a good op. Yeah, I mean, don't forget, Elijah is also one of our only sword wielders, so mobility would be a good pick for that as well. Like, the defense and the dodge will help them when they're having to stand out in the open. The mobility will help them get into range to actually use the sword. Yeah, you're not wrong, Oxford, but at the same time, we play it fast and lose. Let's see. I see speed, mobility. It seems like more mobility to me. So we'll go with mobility. We'll go with mobility. And then I think we're good on everything else. Yeah. So we got 5 hours until the next bond is done. Chosen sabotage. The research labs were damaged during a recent act of sabotage. Chat. Fucking Chosen. Chat, we were 3 days away from powered armor. And they just added another 7 days. Son of a bitch. Man, I'm gonna be so glad when we kill these dudes. I'm gonna be so glad when we kill these dudes.
The Chosen aren't afraid to resort to sabotage tactics if it means slowing down.
That's a
our
lot
efforts.
more than 7
We need to
days,
work to prevent
game.
these attacks before they catch up with us.
Chet, it didn't add 7 days. It added almost 14 fucking days. Yeah, that's XCOM math. That's some bullshit right there. Yeah, I agree, Oxford. It's kind of dumb. It's like, they don't even know where we are, but it's like, I sabotage your laboratory somehow. 16, like, look, Chet, I know we're trying to get the power armor done. Okay, you're also not getting any other research done. I mean, I'm sure there's an explanation for it. I don't know what the explanation is, but I'm sure there's an explanation for it.
Priority, Commander.
Let me see if there's anything else that we desperately need to do. The priest would allow us to do more psionics. The shield bearer would give us some more armor options. The Archon Autopsy would give us more melee weapon options. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that any of this would be essential. And the problem is, Oxford, is that's the chosen action for the month, so it's gonna happen anyway, even if I reload the save. we're just gonna get sabotaged again. Because that's what the Warlock is doing this month. So, like, even if I reload, it's still gonna happen. And again, this is... I mean, it's mostly a Bronze Man playthrough where, like, I'm not reloading just to avoid bad stuff happening. I've reloaded on a couple of missions because of BS with the rulers. But that's only because our losses would have been so high, it essentially would have scuffed the run. But in this case, like, does it suck? Yes. But... no, even so, Oxford, like, I'm not... just because it's unpleasant, just because it's like... like, yeah, it sucks, but it's XCOM. These things happen. It's no fun if I just save scum and reload every time something bad happens. What does a shield bearer autopsy do? Let me see. It gives us experimental armor, which just gives us more armor projects. Gives us more armor projects that we can do in the the proving ground, sorry. And then it also gives us partial research on the arc blaster, which I don't really care about because we're not using the arc guns. I'll tell you what, how about this, chat? How about this? I'm gonna put up a poll real quick for you. Sorry, the sound's gonna cut out. You guys already know. So here's what I'm gonna do. Because we kind of got XCOM'd, and Oxford makes a point. It was supposed to increase the number of days by 7. Instead, it increased it by almost double that. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'm going to say... do you guys want to use the console to fix the research? And I'm going to give you 2 minutes. So the poll should be up at the top of the screen. You guys make the decision. So essentially what I mean when I'm asking this, I can use console commands to decrease the amount of time that we have left to research this project, I believe. Now, I don't know if I can decrease it by a specific amount, but I can look into it and see. My question for you is, do you want me to use the console to reduce that time down to what it said? If I can, or would you rather just, you know, like if it was golf, play it as it lies? Because I do think it's kind of shitty that the game was like, we're setting your research back by 7 days, and then I go look and it's 16 days.
The most loyal of the Elder's children. In his many verbose orations,
so I'll let you guys decide. Although it does seem to be overwhelmingly in favor of using the console. So I don't think that the vote is gonna suddenly go out of its way. So here's what we'll do, chat. I'll tell you what. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, Crappies. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just like some hidden variable that I don't know what's going on, and that's why it caused it to be more time. Like, I'm not entirely sure what happened. I'm okay with taking a hit to the time. Like, I'm okay with it basically saying, hey, we're adding 7 days. Okay, fine. It went from 3 days to 10 days. Except it didn't go from 3 days to 10 days. It went from 3 days to 16 days. So, like, that's not doing as advertised. So, again, it's been almost 3 hours, so I think this... Can I change this stream in peace? Well, hopefully you can, Tribal Typhoon. I don't know what you got going on your end. But with it being almost 3 hours, I think what we'll do is... we'll take a BRB. It'll give me an opportunity to get up, do some stretches, you know, get a drink, the usual. And while we're on the BRB, I'll very quickly go look up the console commands and see if I can find out how to reduce the number of days down to something a little bit more reasonable. Because this, like, we've already spent almost 30 days researching powered armor. And for it to then, when we're 3 days away, jump us all the way back up to literally half the time, half of the original research time. And we even have more, like, we have more scientists now than we did with when we originally started the research. And the game has now just basically taken half a month away from us as far as time. So, again, we got XCOM. So, let's take a BRB, chat. You know the drill by now. It's a good opportunity. Make sure you get up. Make sure you stretch. Again, it's not good to sit down for too long at one time. It's a good opportunity to refresh your drinks, grab a snack, whatever you gotta do to make sure that you're still comfy and still enjoying the stream. And again, while we're doing that, I will go dig around in the console commands, see if I can adjust the number of days left on this technology, and then we'll come back and take it from there. Alright, chat. We are back. We are back. Just realized how loud the music was. There we go. Hopefully it's more background and less overbearing. Okay, so I have looked at the console commands, chat. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to well, I don't know, Ernst. I can turn it back up. I don't know how loud it is for you guys. I only know what the levels look like on my side. And it shows a little bit loud, but that's okay. Anyway, I cannot directly control how much time we have left on any given research project. So what we can do instead is compromise. And the way that my plan is to compromise is I can basically complete the project instantly anytime I want. So, in order to, I guess, balance things out, we basically wait until powered armor gets to 6 days left. And then once it gets to 6 days, I'll just use the console and auto-complete the tech. Which, if we add the 7 days that the game said it was going to add, would put us in roughly the ballpark of where we're supposed to. Yeah, essentially, Virgin, I'll use the console to force the completion of the tech when it's got 6 days left. So basically on day 10, I'll just give us the tech, because that's when it should have completed. That's the best compromise that I can make based on, like, what the console is actually able to do. Oh, we're talking about Carrie Woor, or however you pronounce her name, Tanya. I'm just saying, she was like the prototypical tomboy in like the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. Like, you know what I mean? And then am I thinking of somebody else, or wasn't she on Desperate Housewives? Or am I thinking of somebody, like, I know they had Eva Longoria, and then they had what's her face from the New Adventures of Superman, whose name I can never remember. Terry Hatcher, that was her name. But I could swear that they had I could swear that they had Carrie on Desperate Housewives as well. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Then again, I mean, Red Alert 2 was like the peak of like the FMV in video games. Like, FMV was kind of already done and over with by the Red Alert 2 days, but Westwood kept it alive. And man, they got some good-looking ladies for Red Alert 2. I mean, let's be honest, Westwood knew their audience. But even so, they got some good-looking ladies for that game. Anyway, sorry, chat. And for those that are curious, because I always mention, Today's adult beverage is a whiskey sour. Because I felt like doing something a little different today. Whiskey sour and a couple of Tim Tams. Because yes, when I went to the grocery store today, I did in fact buy more Tim Tams. Because you guys have gotten me addicted to these fucking things, and they're good. They're really good. I don't know if Tim Tams are gonna go good with a whiskey sour, but by God, we're about to find out. My assumption was something that's a little sour plus the sweet of the Tim Tams. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So I'll let you know. Let me take a sip here, and then I'll let you know. So, cheers. Yeah, actually, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's a little weird. Like, I don't know that the chocolate goes well with a whiskey sour. Yeah, I don't know that the chocolate is a good fit, but the sweetness definitely works. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's Tim Tams and whiskey. I'm still gonna enjoy it, but yeah, I don't know. I would I would give this pairing like a 6 out of 10. Like it's not very good. Like nothing against Tim Tams and nothing against whiskey sours, but I don't think they go well together. Anyway, chat. Let's get back into the action, shall we? Let's get back into this. There we go. Alright, sorry, Red Alert 2. Well, technically, this is Yuri's Revenge now. Because for some reason, so, if you're not familiar with the Red Alert 2 soundtrack, for some strange reason, Hell March comes at the very, very end of the Red Alert 2 soundtrack. And so when you have it on a loop, it, like, finishes Hell March and then goes directly into the Yuri's Revenge soundtrack. Instead of going into the original soundtrack. Unless I want to spend 44 euros, I ain't getting Tim Tams. Well, I mean, Brewster, my whole thing was, and again, we're having callbacks to like 2 or 3 streams ago. This is the Hot Maria lore. Like we had, 2 or 3 streams ago, somebody had mentioned Tim Tams, and I had never heard of them before. Never in my life had heard of Tim Tams. But chat got me interested. And I checked it out, and they actually had them at my local grocer. So you might as well. I know if you're living in Europe, somewhere where they accept euros, it may be a little different because I know, like, Europe doesn't do the giant super groceries like we do here in the US. You guys have more of, like, local stuff, but if you have a big grocery store that has multiple sections, then definitely check it out. Because, like, I had apparently been walking down the aisle where the Tim Tams were and had been passing them up for years without knowing that they were there. Because, like, they come in such nondescript packages. Like, you would never... It's not, like, they don't... Tim Tams are not flamboyant. They're not like the Chips Ahoy or the Oreos or the Keebler cookies or any of that stuff where it's got all this like colorful packaging and logos. Like Tim Tams are not like that. They're very just mundane looking packages, but it's hiding some really good stuff. So like, definitely check it out. If you have like a confections aisle or something at your grocery, check it out, because I didn't think that they had them at my grocery, and they did. So you never know, you might get lucky. Highly recommend them though. If you do have them in your area and you can get them without spending a ridiculous amount of money, definitely check them out. Tim Tams are awesome. And Cosmic Clarity resubscribing for 13 months. Has been a year already. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's sad that I haven't been able to catch any recently, but seeing everyone still kicking does make for wonderful balm. Thank you for a year of bad tactical decisions and looking forward to another. Well, thank you, Cosmic Clarity. And as always, thank you for the continued support. The year +1 of bad tactical decisions. And of course, I've said before, I'll say it again, you never have to feel bad for missing the live streams. I know everybody prefers to catch the streams live, but don't worry. We appreciate your time, whether you're watching the VODs or watching the YouTube archive or hanging out here in the live streams. Your time is appreciated regardless. So thank you for being a part of the community. Even if you're not here to hang out with us all the time, we still appreciate you being here. So thank you. Thank you so much, Cosmic. Tim Tams don't need to try and wow you with their packaging. They speak for themselves where it counts. I mean, you say that, but if you guys hadn't have mentioned it, Travis, I literally would never have eaten Tim Tam. Like, there was never a moment where I would have picked up a Tim Tam and eaten it, if not for you guys talking about it. So sometimes it helps to advertise. Sometimes it pays to advertise. Anyway, let's get back to this relay chat. We gotta finish the relay. Again, for those of you that are just coming back, I did decide over the BRB because of the weirdness with the delay on the tech. Essentially what I'm gonna do is when this timer ticks down to 6 days left, I'm gonna go ahead and auto-complete the powered armor because we were at 3 days and then we got sabotaged by the chosen warlock. And it said it was going to add 7 days to the timer. But, unless you failed grade school math, you might know that 7 plus 3 does not, in fact, equal 16. So, yeah. Essentially, when we get to 6 days left, I'm going to go ahead and auto-complete powered armor. Because we've already spent 30 days trying to research this, and then the game decides to screw us at the last minute. But anyway, in the meantime, let's continue on the geoscape. Let's see. Collateral damage. Advent troopers will carry more explosives. I mean, I don't care if they're carrying more explosives. I'm only concerned if they use them more often. So time will tell whether that's a bad thing or not.
Commander, that UFO contact has us locked in. We have to take evasive maneuvers.
Okay, so apparently we don't even have to be airborne for the UFO to quote-unquote shoot us down? That's good to know. I mean, I don't think there's any point in beginning evasive maneuvers because we're not going to get away. So this might be fun, chat. Fun in quotation marks. The Dwarf Fortress definition of fun. Yeah, these numbers mean nothing.
Setting course for Sector 8, Mexico.
Okay, we're just sitting here. XCOM. XCOM. Oh, okay, so we had to wait for the UFO to fly all the way around the entire planet while we just sat there and let it happen?
We've lost power! We're going down! Fast!
Impossible! There's no damage to the engines. Unless be using an electromagnetic pulse. If I can just bypass all this alien circuitry... Hold on.
Shen?
Not accepting the transfer. Interface ready. The system is overriding my command.
Shen!
Right.
Why does it sound like Bradford is the only one putting any emotion into his acting?
Emergency power online.
Someone get me a damage report.
We've got a problem.
Only one?
They've just dropped some sort of spike outside. It's generating the same type of pulse that knocked us out of the sky.
They don't want us. They want the ship. Isn't there some way you can override it?
Not from here. I can't get our engines online while it's out there.
Commander, we're
Destroying that spike is our only chance at getting out of here. We can't let the aliens take this ship.
We're going down, Commander. UFO contact has disabled our systems. Brace yourselves.
I can think of a lot of ways this could have gone, Chad. Hovering over central Mexico for 12 hours while we wait for the UFO to do a lap around the planet and then shoot us down was not on my bingo card. Also, a little confused about why they came to shoot us down when we were landed. Maybe XCOM has just decided that the run needs to be over. I mean, between the sabotage thing and then now this, I mean, and maybe XCOM has just decided it's time for the run to be over. Although Operation Melted Paramour is definitely a thing. It is definitely a thing.
Commander, we can't afford to let this operation get away from us. Even if it means sending our wounded forces back into combat. We have to succeed at all costs.
So, this is gonna be our second do or die mission for this run. Our second, either we beat this mission or the run is over. I mean, I wouldn't say that it was a scripted event, but there was certainly some shenanigans that were forcing it to happen.
Commander,
Yeah,
we can deploy
no,
some
you-
of our wounded troops
Central,
back into
listen,
combat
Central,
if you feel
Central,
it's
Central.
necessary.
I don't mean to call you.
This operation
Listen, I
is
don't want to cut you
critical
off,
to our
buddy,
efforts.
but like you
We may
literally
not have much of a
just
choice
said
if we
this
wanna
exact
proceed.
thing. You don't have to tell me again. Also, like in the background, just go ahead and get your big ol' eye full of Sierra's crotch. Oh, also, Tribal Typhoon's crotch. We got some double crotch action going on here. All right, let's see if we can throw together a team that's not gonna get us killed. I mean, it's in a situation like this that I guess it's actually kind of good that we didn't have a terrible mission last time around because people might be tired in some cases, but we only had one person get injured, so it's not a total disaster. Actually, you know what? I think we're just gonna keep Crappy in on this one. You're not injured, are you? Let me check the barracks. Your health is good. Everything is good. I mean, I think we just take Crappy anyway. Yeah, I think we just take Crappy anyway. Let's see. I need to, like, actually see the barracks. I don't know if we're gonna be running into any mech troopers, but Sierra is our best hacker, so I guess it's not a terrible idea to bring him on this mission. We can even give him the hacker's laptop to make his hacking even better. Let's give you one of the mag rifles. Yeah. Look here, yes now. I don't like the insinuation that you think I have TikTok brain. I do not have TikTok brain. I have difficulty paying attention to, like, writing in video games when it's bad. Like, no, I'm not gonna waste my time reading your shitty fan fiction. But if you actually take the time to write something decent and compelling, I'll spend my time to read it. I'm looking at you, MechWarrior 5. All the rote paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of completely useless information that contributes absolutely nothing to the story. Meanwhile, you give me a Disco Elysium. I'll have you know I enjoyed that game thoroughly, sir. and did not at any point feel the need to scroll through TikTok while playing. In fact, I don't even have TikTok on my phone. So you can get the fuck out of my face with that shit. Fight me. Anyway. Let's see who else we can put in. So much Yuri and Yahweh. How could you pass up that much smut? You seem to have misunderstood. Yes, now. See, I'm a degenerate. This I will admit freely. However... Oh, Chad. Chad, do we bring both of our shotgun murder machines? I feel like it's excessive, but I also kind of want to do it. Anyway, don't get the wrong idea. While I am a degenerate, don't get the idea that I'm, like, addicted to smut. I happen to have a history that intertwines frequently with smut. I have a good familiarity with it. But don't misunderstand. I'm not addicted, Chad. I can quit whenever I want. I just don't want to. Anyway, let's be dumb. Actually, do we have 2 shotguns is the question. We do. Okay, we have the augmented shotgun, and then we have the definitely a sniper rifle shotgun. This is basically Crappy's shotgun. So, Kolowski, you are a shotgun mans. Let's give you a med kit, cause mo med kit mo better. And Kolowski, what were you using? I don't think it was a rocket launcher. I think the game has kind of screwed you on your loadout here, so let me see. Yeah, we did not... I mean, we could give him a rocket launcher anyway, just because rocket launcher does some damage. And it doesn't actually decrease his mobility. So maybe it's not a terrible idea. I mean, we could go travel light to give him more mobility. But I'm not seeing a huge disadvantage to having him take the rocket launcher, to be honest. And I got a feeling we're gonna need it. Oxford, yeah, I know it's possible that a ruler could show up. I mean, if it ends up being the Viper King, we've already taken them... We've already run them off a couple of different times. So they're gonna be low on health. We've already killed the Berserker King. We have not run into the Archon, so... Archon would be worst case scenario. Viper King, we might be okay, because we could probably take him out. Or at least run him off pretty quickly. I mean, I know it's a possibility, but again, not a whole lot to be done. Again, it's do or die at this point, so we're either gonna have to make it, or we're gonna break it. Let's see, Crappy. Let's give you a med kit. Mo med kits, mo better. Tribal, I would love to put you in, but Yas now is not going in on this one, so let's see if we can swap you out for somebody else. Although, I wouldn't mind putting Tribal in anyway, because we don't have anybody else that's bringing a heavy weapon to the field. Although, in fairness, we could put an EW. Because that's basically a heavy trooper. But then again, 2 heavy troopers would be even better. I'm just thinking, chat. I'm thinking. So, if we put in EW, let him bring the pain. God bless it. We want to give you either another rocket launcher or potentially another grenade. I mean, I think another rocket launcher. Rocket launchers have got more range. And then, instead of general quarters, we do put in Tribal Typhoon because he's going to bring the heavy cannon. And then I don't remember what his secondary abilities were. Oh yeah, his secondaries were kind of all over the place. So... I mean, I don't think he's gonna benefit from a pistol, so... I think we go travel light. Give you some Predator armor. You've only got 68 aim at this level at Tech Sergeant, so I'm thinking tracer rounds is a good fit for you. We want to make sure that as many of those heavy-duty shots hit as possible. Mech would be a good addition, yeah. And we don't have a dedicated medic, which is what I want to fill our last slot with. I know Vin is a good medic if he's available. He is. Who else do we have that we can put in? I mean, Nokarian's a good medic as well. And Vin is currently tired, so I think we put in Nokarian instead. The only problem with Nokarian is he doesn't, like, he's not getting as many bonuses to healing as Vin does. That's the only problem. And that's kind of why I would rather take Vin, because he is a dedicated healer where he gets like the free med kits and all that other stuff. So like he gets the free med kit, he gets the ambulance, he gets, you know, the thing that gives him extra points on all of his heals. Tribal I can't put in Erst, unfortunately, because he's out on a covert action. The only problem with putting in Vin is his will is going to be really low. I don't like doing it, but we're going to have to keep our people alive. Unfortunately, Shinigami, we only have one PCS, and it's really meant for Psy rather than anything else. Although, to be fair, he is technically Psychic graded, but he's only a grade 1, so he's like the lowest grade of Psychic. But yeah, we only have the one, and it's not going to be very good for Will. We could potentially put in Ro. Let me see. Ro, are you available? Technically you are, but you're wounded for 3 days. I don't want to put anybody wounded in if I don't have to. Like, tired I would rather not, but it's not the end of the world if we have to. But if I put in somebody who's injured, that's just asking for disaster. Also bonded. I mean, there is that. Man. Yeah, we don't really have a great choice for medic. Who are you bonded with anyway? Yeah, I mean, technically Vin is bonded with EW. So he would also be the better pick for that reason. Again, I hate to do it to Vin, but I think he's the best choice in this situation. He's gonna have a little bit lower will, but we're gonna keep him towards the back anyway because we don't really want him getting stuck in to the combat. We need him to hang back to keep people alive. Can he take a gremlin? He cannot. Damn. I was hoping he could take a gremlin so we could have him healing people from a distance, but What is the benefit of bonded? The benefit of bonded is you get some minor stat bonuses, and you also gain the ability to potentially share an action point. So, like, for example, I could have EW give a free action point to Ven, or vice versa. I mean, they could also get stuck with panic checks. That's the flip side to bonds, is if your bondmate is getting injured or something like that, then they can absolutely start panicking as well. So that's the other thing to consider. Bond can help, but it can also hurt. Yeah. Just trying to think here, chat. Again, this is... It behooves us to put some thought into this, because if we fail this mission, the run is over. So... we definitely don't want to fail the mission. So maybe we go with Nokarian after all. Again, he's not the ideal medic, but might just have to go with it because that's what we got. Put a med kit on him, and then let's see who. I think it was Jotun that had our advanced flamethrower. Yeah. Actually, I'd take this equipment off of him as well, since he's gonna be out for a little bit. Give you the advanced flamethrower. Alright, chat, what do you think? What do you think? I'm not super thrilled with this setup, but again, we're a little limited on options. Hi, chat, here we go. Operation Melted Paramore. So let's go melt some emo alt-rock bands from the mid-2000s. Oh shit, you're right, Shinigami. I completely forgot about that. God bless America. I forgot that EW had a promotion. He did have one. Because he'd asked me about that at the beginning of the stream, and I went and looked, and it didn't say he had a promotion. But then when we selected him, it said he did, and then I completely forgot to actually do the promotion, so... I might have just further screwed us beyond the level by which we are already screwed.
Menace 1-5, situation critical. Primary Avenger systems are offline and hostiles are moving to engage. Shen, any updates?
Commander, we've got a critical system failure. The Avenger is dead in the water. I'm diverting reserve power to the scanners, and they're picking up a powerful radiation source nearby. We need to locate and destroy whatever it is disrupting our systems.
We may have a bigger problem, Commander. We're picking up heavy comm traffic. Dozens of Advent transports are inbound on our position, and they've got battleships in tow. The aliens are sending everything they've got. We have to get this ship off the ground, or we may not make it out of this one.
Yeah, so this is the one where we basically have to defend the Avenger in addition to also attacking and destroying the thing. So, things are gonna be interesting. Things are gonna be very interesting. And unfortunately, our full cover options are kind of limited. So... let's see. EW, I think we can do... I mean, we could do this. Because EW still benefits from, like, blocking line of sight. He doesn't get cover bonuses. But he does still benefit from us blocking line of sight from this direction or that. So, theoretically, I could put him, like, here in front of this rock to block a little bit of line of sight, and then put somebody behind him to use him as cover. Yeah, we have to split up between offense and defense. Alright, well, we gotta do something. We can't just sit here forever.
Not a problem.
We're gonna have to get eyes on somebody somewhere.
Covering.
Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, most of our people just don't have a lot of mobility either, so that's gonna hurt us. It's alright. It's alright, chat. We're gonna make it. We are gonna make it.
Definitely. Alright.
Tribal, you go ahead and get up here. It doesn't, I mean, at the moment it doesn't look like we have a turn limit, so we can afford to play conservatively for the time being.
Looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak.
Fucking look. I know I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Also, I apologize, yeah. I don't know what's happened to my voice right now. It's weird. It's almost like it feels like I have a sore throat coming on, is what it feels like. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm gonna say this again. The Dracula Flow voice pack was the best fucking mod that I have ever downloaded for this game.
Alright, I'll go.
I regret nothing.
I'm on it.
And then EW, I guess we'll put you here. We'll let you kind of be the back line for now, and then...
Hold this position.
Depending on how the initial assault goes.
Commander, I'm sending reinforcements in from the Avengers reserves.
Okay. Well, thankfully, Yas has still got all their equipment from the previous mission. Yas is a good pick if you're gonna send out reinforcements. But yeah, I think we take it low and slow. We take it low and slow.
Bestätigt. Überwachung läuft.
Oh, this is the beginning of the turn. Alright, so things may have changed. Again, full cover to full cover. I don't know why giant bales of hay are only half cover.
Heading out.
Alright, we got eyes.
Troops here.
Okay, here we go. Here's our first... Oh, God. That's a hell of a group right there. You missed!
Komm schon!
Also, I saw that big-ass snake back here. I don't know if that was the ruler or if it was just a big-ass snake. But I seen it. I seen it. Well, shit, if I do that, I'm probably gonna take out my own cover. Alright. So, what we do instead... is we move our mans up here. Get them just a little bit closer. And we got the Elite Honor Guard. Only 40% chance they hit this donkey. Why is he so evasive? Oh, well, I guess it's got to do with the defense of 10. That's probably it. I mean, I think we take the more guaranteed option here. And of course, you're using a heavy machine gun as well, so we gotta be careful about that. An elite trooper is just a trooper. I saw the codex back here. So I think we move up here. That'll give us some half cover to help block a little bit of line of sight. And then 97% on the honor guard. I'd rather take out the heavy mech. So let's just drop him off the field.
They have no chance.
One less thing to worry about. Although I guess in theory I could have hacked him with Sierra, but considering how that went last time and the fact that somebody died when I did it, it's probably better not to do it. Now, I want to move up closer to this honor guard, like right here. My only fear is I know there's a pod here. We saw them. And I'm afraid that if I move up to this rock, I'm going to be close enough to trigger that pod, which I do not want to do. Mech troopers don't benefit from cover, Shinigami, but they do benefit from the blocked line of sight. So, like, if you put a mech trooper behind a wall or between half cover, it can still block the line of sight a little bit and potentially make the enemy miss. It just doesn't give them a cover bonus. So it's kind of similar, but not exactly the same thing. And we got a 92% chance to hit with a 38% crit chance. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage, though. Do we have anybody else that can strip armor? I don't think so. Yeah. We do not currently have anybody who can shred armor. So like it or not, we're going to have to take some... We're going to have to hit some armor on this guy, and I don't like doing that because it's basically wasted attacks. But we don't have a lot of choices at the moment. We could blow up the cover, but is that really worth it? Got a 6 to 9 rocket. That would get rid of his armor. We could do the same thing with a grenade, which doesn't do quite as much damage, but it does give us a little more damage to use later. Who else has a grenade? Does Sierra have a grenade? He should. Okay, he does. So what we do then is we move up Crappy. We move up Sierra. I don't know if he's going to be able to noodle arm that. Yeah, he's not. Alright. But that does still give him a flank shot. So, what we do is we chuck the grenade, we destroy the cover, we strip his armor. And then we'll have 2 people that can flank shot him, and hopefully that'll be enough to take him down. We're still going to have a codex and a trooper to deal with, but them's the breaks. Alright, that'll do. As long as Sierra hits the shot... Oh, you know what? Nice. No carrion can actually torch him from here. Let's do it. I'll take it. Give me the critical flamethrower. Yes, please. And then I guess we just put Sierra on Overwatch. I'm sure that codex is gonna advance. And I'm sure it's gonna plop a bomb right here and basically force all of our people to reload, but at least the first turn has gone okay.
I'll give you that four-eyed stare.
Advent forces on the ground.
Okay, so that is definitely the Viper King. And apparently they did not get close enough to trigger the Overwatch. I guess nobody got close enough to trigger the Overwatch.
Take that thing down before it has a chance to run.
Sierra.
One of them came down for more. Let's make sure to
Okay,
take it
that
out.
was a dodge, but that's okay. We did a little bit of damage.
They're backing up. Advance.
What are you doing? So again, this is why I was saying it wouldn't be so bad if we ran into the Viper King, because they've already put a lot of hurt on this dude. So, I mean, he's not gonna be hard to take out. It's just... They have a bad habit of showing up at the worst possible times. So, depending Here's what I'm thinking, chat. I'm thinking we can go overdrive. We can move up EW to provide some cover and some firepower. Basically put him right here, hit targets of opportunity. My only fear is that we trigger another pod. I don't know if we will, but it's definitely possible. And remember, these are regular Vipers, which means they can and probably will use the tongue pole on our people. So they're gonna be... As much as I would love to focus down the Codex, the Vipers are probably gonna be my #1 priority. Although, to be fair, I might be able to put a rocket between these two and potentially hit both of them. Does it react at every action? I have the mod that tones it down. He should only react to things that directly target him. Now, I don't know if that's actually gonna happen, but that's how it's supposed to work. So let's see. No carrion. I mean, I think the move with EW is kind of a no-brainer here. So I'm gonna hit overdrive, and we're gonna move up. Now again, the king should not react, because he should only react to things that directly target him. Okay. So as long as we don't attack him or use an ability on him, he should not get a reaction. So then the next thing, if we use a rocket, we've only got 4 to 7 damage. If we roll high... Okay, can I get a magic pixel? You're telling me that I can't get any angle around this fucking tree stump, is that... That's the insinuation, XCOM? Alright. Well, we do have 2 shots, so we can shoot at this snake, we can shoot that Codex. Can we... Okay, we can potentially hit the other Viper as well. So I think we take the first shot here, take out this Viper. That's basically guaranteed. Even if we graze, we should get a kill. Unless it's an extremely low damage grade. Plasma the blue snake. That might not be a terrible idea either. But it's 4 to 5 damage, so we're not even guaranteed to get the kill. Might be better to use the rocket, just to guarantee, but even then, that's not guaranteed. There's still a greater than 0% chance that we don't get the kill on the snake. Decisions. I'll tell you what. Let's do this first. EW still has shots. So it's not the end of the world. If we bring up Crappy, we can take out that snake. We might be able to put down the Codex, but the crit chance is extremely low. We got a coin flip on the king. And a coin flip on the snake in the back. So I think just to clear the line, we take this shot and get rid of the Viper.
Delete down.
Okay, you shouldn't have gotten a reaction on that, but you did anyway. Which is just fucking dandy. So that mod isn't working as advertised.
I hope it's worth it.
Yeah, I do too, buddy. I do too. Because that is essentially EW's overdrive wasted. Because he's frozen. What else do we have? What do we have that can guarantee the kill that doesn't require me to use our rockets? Chad, do we take the chance on Grape Shot? Because we could potentially get the kill. I mean, it's like 75% chance to kill. It just feels like a waste to use this rocket on the king when we don't necessarily need to. But it does guarantee that he gets dead, and that's what matters. Fuck it. Let's just make sure that he's not an issue. I don't like it, but... Wait, we kind of already got screwed on this turn because of the freeze.
It's over.
Alright, so next order of business. We got at least 2 troops over here that are flanking around. I don't like that, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot to be done about it. So I think we move up just a little bit.
Sure thing.
And let's see, what do we have a shot on? Can I torch this man's? I cannot. And we already know that the Codex is immune to fire. And apparently the blast canister is not able to reach that far. So apparently, for some strange reason, like, no carrion just can't do anything from this cubby. I don't really know why. I mean, I could try to set EW on fire, but we already know from Erst's experience with the Viper King that just because you're on fire does not get rid of the freeze. Because if you'll recall, the last stream when we ran into the Viper King and Erst got frozen, the fire that was already on the ground at the time then spread to him, which he was immune to the fire, but it didn't unfreeze him. Because of low cover fence. I mean, I find that hilarious that like this type of fence, this post fence, is gonna somehow block an entire gout from a flamethrower. I don't ask me how the hell that's supposed to work. I mean, we could grenade, but again, like, I'm using a lot of explosives really early in this mission. And Paranoic rolling into the chat on a Saturday. Good to see you. Glad to have you, Paranoic. Just how's the new job? The new job is okay. It's not great. It's not great. It's a menial labor job, so it is a little bit rough. But it has been a huge weight off of my shoulders. It has helped my mental and physical health immensely to know that I have stable income again. So, you know, I'll take the good with the bad. Again, at the moment, I am optimistic. I'm trying to keep positive about it. It's not the job I want, but it's the job that'll have me, and for right now, that's good enough. So, I'm not gonna smack talk them. Again, it's a blue collar job, and it's been a lot of fun working with blue collar folks. I definitely appreciate their honesty, and just in general the way that blue collar folks are, as opposed to kind of what I've dealt with most of my career. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Finn, being on fire doesn't make you immune to ninjas. I mean, you know, every once in a while the internet gets it wrong. I know, we have a lot of experts on the internet, but, you know, occasionally, even the internet gets it wrong. And you hate to fucking see it, but it does happen. Chad, I just had a thought. Freeze lasts for 2 turns. You know it only lasts for 1? Psionic Bomb. I got a feeling we're about to get XCOM'd. I mean, I could shoot at the Codex to try to stop it from doing a psionic bomb. But we've only got a 70% chance. What do we got? Throw adhesion grenade? That's not gonna stop a psionic bomb. A regular plasma grenade probably wouldn't do enough damage. Shit. And this is getting better by the minute.
Moving like Dracula, we get it back in blood.
So if I hit the codex here, they're gonna split anyway. If I hit them with tribal first, and then they split, that's gonna give them either 1 or 2 health each. However, we are running a pretty high risk that they could potentially miss or graze. Flashbang the codex? I would love to, but we don't actually have a flashbang. I know it looks like a flashbang, but it's an adhesion grenade, not a flashbang. Well, the problem with trying to do the Overwatch is it can use the psionic bomb from where it is without moving, and putting on Overwatch is not, like, we don't get reaction fire from Overwatch when they split, only if they move. So, I mean, I don't think we can stop them from splitting. However, we might. If we get super lucky and we get the maximum damage roll on this. Like, the Codex only has 12 health. If we roll a 12, or God forbid, we somehow get the 2% crit on this, we could kill it in one shot. I don't think that's gonna happen. But it could. It could. If not, then when the codex splits, it's gonna split its health. So both of the codexes will end up with either 1 health or 2 health, depending on whether it rounds up or down. So I think we take the shot with tribal. Hopefully they hit, because if they don't, we're kind of fucked. And then assuming that they hit, then we just try to clean up one of them. I don't think we can kill them both. I think we do still have Yas now, potentially. And then we also have Sierra who can fire. So depending on where the codexes end up, we might be able to finish them off. But that's a big if. I mean, we gotta take the chance. Analysis paralysis isn't gonna help anybody. Okay, so we got 10. You're gonna split. And each of them has 1 health. Okay, so as long as we can hit them, we can finish the job. Now, Sierra, I'm gonna need you to not fucking miss this shot. I know he's not here for me to yell at it, but I'm gonna need you to not miss this shot, okay, buddy? Like, of all the times that you could miss a shot, this is not the fucking time for it, alright, buddy? Okay, outstanding. That's 1 down.
Shot him in the mouth.
Yes, actually has a shot. Oh, Chet. Do we put our faith in sex number? I mean, it's yes now. Are we gonna put our faith in sex number? All right, sex number. Don't fail us now. Okay, well, you know what? Sex number failed us. But yes now did not, because they had that fucking stock that gives them the guaranteed 1 damage anyway. Because I said it already, and I'll say it again. Like, no offense to anybody in the game, but I should... What? Just fucking one-time this man? Really? But yeah, like, Yes now is easily, like, the best fucking soldier we have ever had. Like, it is stupid how good Yes now is.
I could use a hand. Commander, I'm sending reinforcements in from the Avengers Reserves.
Like, I cannot believe that Like, he just walks up and he's like, 3 damage, you're unconscious, because fuck you. Like, what the fuck, game? Are you serious? Okay, so thankfully the Sidewinders cannot do the tongue pull. So they're not gonna... We don't have to worry too much about them pulling our people out of position. Sierra, you need to fall back, my friend, because they are getting close to the danger zone. Oh, look. I was like, hey, you know what? We probably shouldn't take Ven because he's tired. And then Central's like, hey, you know what? Fuck that shit. Send Ven out anyway. Thanks a lot, Central. Although, to be fair, we suddenly have a mighty need for more medics, so... Yeah, the only problem is I got too many priority targets and I don't think we got enough guns to take them off the field. So Chrysalid, obviously we gotta take out, if we can. Lancer has got to die. Viper also has to die because it's 1 turn away from being in the danger zone, in the we lose the fucking game zone. So, I mean, we might need to just pull all of our people back and stand our ground. Let them come to us. And nobody's on Overwatch, so we can move Sierra without worrying about him getting shot. We got 30% chance to crit, so maybe we get lucky and get the kill. They've only got 8 health, so if we roll high, we could still win. We're guaranteed to get the hit, we're just not guaranteed to get the kill. Do insects burn nicely? I don't know. I don't think they take bonus damage from fire. But they do burn. They absolutely burn. I just don't know if they take bonus damage. They should, if they don't. Let me see. The other one that we got a shot at is the Lancer. I don't know why the hell he's got cover from there. He shouldn't. But I'll take the 100% flank on the Viper. Maybe we get lucky. Come on, Sierra. Big number, big number. Big number, buddy. Out fucking standing. The biggest of numbers. Do you see how big this man's penis is? It is fucking huge.